Welcome to another episode of Grade Pending. I'm host as always, Paulie the Bull, no relation to Gavano. And today we got Otto, we got Jared, and today we're going to be talking about Creed 3, aka Killmonger vs. Kang. Uh, you know, as we always do to talk about it, we got to talk about it. So there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, do so. Come back, watch us as we break it down and grade it. And we have our unique grading system, awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got straight trash. With I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. And we do our individual reviews, and we come back and talk about it as a community. So we're gonna get right into it and give you our individual reviews. So let's go with it. So Jared.
Yeah, so Creed 3, unlike I just want to say first it's just kind of good seeing a Rocky movie that's not a Rocky movie anymore. Like no more necessary needs to add Sylvester Stallone into anything. I think it was good. You know, part one, you kind of had Rocky to kind of try to sell the franchise a little bit, to extend it. Um, Second Creed, you had, I don't know why, but you go with the old Rocky nemesis, but new generation type thing when you had Drago. Um, but this time, I think it's actually pretty good that you just go into having a backstory to Adonis. Rocky really just was Rocky, and he was just who he was, and you never really got the idea of who he was. Really, I don't think nobody cared to know who Rocky was. But Adonis, being a troubled youth, you see his backstory, and I think it's kind of cool just having like the front arc, and learning who he was in the group home, and you get to kind of flesh out the character of Adonis a little bit more. And then you got Kang. I mean, Dame. Uh, you know, uh, you know, his character was pretty. I mean, Jonathan Majors is rocking out, man. Like this dude is having a hell of a, he's having a hell of a run right now because his acting career is crazy. But yeah, Dame's identity, being the friend, the group home brother, the one that Donna still looked up to. Dude was doing like Golden Gloves or underground boxing scenes, whatever, and you know, um, nah, shit was just good though. Overall, just um, the production was kind of, it was dope. You got a lot of, you got a lot of, I don't know how much they're paying for everybody and all this damn. I don't know how much they got all this money. You got all these boxes in it. Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez and Richard Steele as a referee. And, but the fight, the build up, the fight to Adonis and Dame, how it got to it was pretty good. And then even in that fight, that even you thought like the second round, and how you went from the transition to like each one's life. You got to like how the ring turned to like those no crowd. It was just those two, and then you seeing like the group home, how you said like that mattress, was like the ring post, and then it turned to how it transitioned, and you see the jail cell, like you had a lot of like it was hard to it, and even Felicia Rassad's part when she passed away, and she was like her mind was thinking about it, Apollo, and went to it, and then was saying how Adonis kind of saved her and stuff. And I think it had a lot. It had some good heart moments to it. But overall, I mean, I really enjoyed the film. You can kind of see that they're going to build up to now making it about the daughter, and stuff. So I guess it's gonna be a Creed continues or whatever legacy after that. But But no, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was awesome. I'll say it's for me, it's a high dope. Like I really enjoyed it. So I mean, I'd watch it again.
Okay, Creed 3, aka Rocky 9. Jared, I don't know how you could say that you need. Oh, it's good to see a Rocky movie without Rocky, but we'll get into that when we have the group discussion. I have a history with the Rocky movies. They're very important to me. Similar to how Tom Cruise taught me how to speak English, Rocky taught me how to run, I guess, and how to stay motivated. And even though he wasn't in this, my whole thing was there's behind the scenes politics, why he wasn't in this, blah blah blah, whatever, doesn't matter. My thing was if they don't mention his name, this movie's not gonna pass. And they did. They mentioned his name once, and that's enough for me. I'll take it. Because to Jared's point, this is not Rocky's story. This is Adonis. This is Donnie, and Donnie is his own character. He deserves his own movies. He deserves his own world. Um, Creed 1 and 2 were amazing. Creed 3, amazing as well. Using the great pending scale, I'm just gonna say it. It was an awesome. My first awesome of 2023, and so goddamn good for so many reasons. Michael B. Jordan bodied the directing. I knew he was gonna do some anime influence stuff, but I didn't know it was gonna be that much. Like the slow motion, the oh my god, the shots, the angles, the stuff that came straight from Dragon Ball, from Naruto, that he put on the big screen. Holy shit! Heart. Any good Rocky movie is about the heart. Um, like Jared mentioned earlier as well. There's a lot of emotional scenes in this. I cry every Rocky movie, so it was no surprise that I cried during this multiple times. It's also about the soundtrack. Soundtrack was fucking amazing. The entrances, the montage song, so good. And I use these things on the treadmill all the time when I'm running outside. I'm always listening to the Rocky soundtrack and the Creed soundtrack. So he knocked it out of the park again. The muscles on muscles on muscles. These boys are juiced to the gills, and I love it. All completely steroids, no way natural, but it doesn't fucking matter. The fact that they brought Drago's son back from part 2 to help him train, holy shit, it's just so like what's gonna happen. If you've seen the trailer, like the trailer shows you the main fight, and so you know how it's gonna end because if you've ever seen any of the other 8 Rocky movies, you know what's gonna happen. But they still found a way to get you invested and to make you care about these people. And it did have heart. There were consequences. There were stakes. Not everybody made it out alive. Jonathan Majors, again to Jared's point, having a phenomenal year. That dude's a beast. He's been a beast, and now he gets to showcase. I mean, he's got two movies in the top 5 back to back. This movie, by the way, made so much money. It's got the highest in the Rocky franchise. It's still a Rocky franchise. And it's gonna continue. Like they left it open for the daughter. Adonis retired, but he ended the movie with the championship. So is he gonna relinquish the championship? Is Drago gonna do his thing? Is Drago gonna get a spinoff? This thing, as long as the quality remains, it's gonna continue. And I'm so excited that we got another good movie. I absolutely can't wait to watch it again. I'm actually going on Thursday after Scream to watch it again because my boy hasn't seen it yet. And yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome.
Um, Creed 3. Been a fan, since they announced Creed 1. I was nervous. I was like, they're gonna do the typical. So the son, so he got to fight the Drago son. Da da da. They didn't do that, but they eventually did it in the second one. But even then, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Overall, been very impressed with the direction, the writing, the story that they have for Adonis Creed. It made sense. I liked how, and in this one particularly, they came full circle with Felicia Rashad, being the one that took him from the group home. She was aware of him being, Apollo's love child on the side, but it was she felt, obviously when her 2 older kids was out the house, Apollo died. That was the last connection to Apollo, so she brought him in. But in this movie, they said how she didn't just save his life, he saved hers, and that was just a beautiful way to tie things up full circle. The emotion in the movie, the writing, the story, it stayed true to Rocky movie legacy. It was just missing like that monologue. I gotta watch it again. I mean, I did like Adonis and his wife, their conversation. It was close to that, but it didn't have that Rocky monologue scene. So like I said, I'll see if that one hits as hard as like some of Rocky's, monologues either that him and Adrian have had throughout the legacy of the franchise. And the directing, Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. Uh, he did great. First time doing this, obviously, being in Hollywood for so many years, being close friends with Ryan Coogler and working with other directors and stuff as well. You know, he picked brains and piggybacked and watched, and it paid off. And then he added his, taste of, being a fan of anime. Um, I was skeptical about that. Like, how's that going to work? How's it going to? It worked. The fights were close. Most Rocky films in the past, we've seen just haymakers from afar, no defense. Rocky never had defense. These fights were filmed up close. You felt like you were in the ring with it. There was defense, it was blocking, it was still heavy hits, but that one gut punch, that Goku to Frieza gut punch, was, oh man, it had that look to it, but it came off so well in live action and in this instance. And you know he like I said, as his directorial debut, great job. Everyone that was involved in this, the writing, everything was good. I just had a nitpick with the pacing of like the last hour. It seemed like a lot of stuff kind of got rushed into it to lead up to where we were at. It just felt like a little fast paced. Um, and I'm wondering where they're going to go with the franchise. It seems like Adonis is retiring after every movie. Like you guys said, they kind of built up to maybe the daughter now is going to start training. I don't think they're going to fast forward 10 years and make him old. So then it's going to be like you said, I think somebody said a Creed legacy, and it's going to be the daughter then, or maybe they'll have her work at the Golden Globes, and he's still fighting, or he's still, I don't know. But all in all, the beauty of it is I do look forward to more movies, which is why I don't want them to fast forward so much to just push into the daughter. I would love to see some kind of storyline still where Adonis could still be involved, maybe still fighting and still have some kind of a story arc, or maybe just from this alone, now you have fighters in this. You got Drago in it, you got Dame in it. So now you have like a little federation of boxers within this storyline that they can have things go off with or whatever. So we'll see what they do with it. Yeah, wasn't perfect, but man, it's borderline awesome. Do I go awesome? Do I go dope? It's right there. I'm gonna go awesome just because it's Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, and for a first time, this is a very great output. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go awesome. I loved it. I'll probably watch it. Probably go see it again very very soon, and let's talk about it.
What more did you want? You wanted Modoc butt? Like, what more did you want, sir?
I mean, wouldn't hurt no stuff. No, like I said. So the last hour and stuff, like, obviously, we're gonna talk about it. Spoilers. After Mama Creed passed away, and we got the montage scene and stuff. It just was like everything was just real choppy. Like, you don't know how much time passed. Like, it just was like everything just kind of happened really really fast. I got to watch it again to really explain it better. But it just
No, I
seemed,
get what you're saying.
yeah,
They ran close to the final fight.
it just seemed like it just seemed like so much happened all at once. Like, Dame had a house. It was just so much. Like, wait, hold on, slow down for a minute, slow down.
Goons. He had a house. He had goons. He had a girl. Like,
Right.
like, everything-
Like everything just was like here, 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 here. Like, whoa, wait a
They gave
minute.
him a gun.
But I did
I,
I did like the story overall. It just felt like that the last half just kind of was just like, all right, all this is
want the
going on.
extended cut. I got no problem with the extended cut. I hope they have an extended
Yeah,
cut.
and that's why I said I was borderline dope. Awesome. Like, I got a few nitpicks. I think what else I really had with it. It wasn't a lot. Like I said, it was nitpicks. I didn't have any big issues with the movie.
I get your point. Your point about it missing the monologue or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think that they did try to do that with him talking to his girl.
The conversation.
They kind of showed it in the trailer where she was like, "Well, sometimes we gotta beat somebody up,"
Mm-hmm.
which is like in Rocky 2 when she's like, "When?"
Right,
What are you
right.
waiting for? So like,
Oh,
even though I had seen it in the trailer when she said it, like she gave him the blessing, she gave him permission. It was so hype. It was
within the context, yeah, within the movie, it worked. That's why I said that's the closest thing to like that Adrian monologue and like, or the Rocky monologue with his son. Like, those, it's not how hard you hit, how hard you can get hit. Like those monologues is what make Rocky. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said when I see it again, I think the conversation between them two is gonna be that. I just got to see it again and see if it really hits again. Like, oh yeah, I'm ready to. All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? My biggest gripe with it was a missed opportunity. We didn't get a checkmate in that final fight.
I thought for sure
Yeah,
that was gonna happen. I don't
I
know if you
yeah,
missed it.
think
I
yeah.
think
they kept giving us the checkmate. I
I
thought
think
it
there
would
might
come
have
back
been
into play.
I think there might have been a line where he was like, "What are you gonna try to checkmate?" Like I think he might have said that too.
I got
I
yeah.
watched it
When
again
I
on
see it
Thursday.
again, but I was waiting for it. I was waiting for him to get because, and that's another thing in the final fight. So I did love the zone out when they were zoned out and all the fans was gone.
I'm happy to hear that both of you like that because I was so
Yes,
nervous
and
because
I was too.
that's when he went fuck it full anime,
Yes.
and my theater was quiet, and I was like, oh no, I don't know
But
if
it
this is gonna work.
worked. It
Yeah, but it
worked
was.
because it was like, and it also sped up the fight. Like it was like, all right, round 11. Wait, what? Like wait, it was just round two.
Yeah.
But they zoned out. Like both of them just zoned out, and it made sense. But I was still like, nah, I wanted more fight. I would have wanted more fight, but
Excelente,
the
release it.
knockout for, when Dame knocked Adonis down and then he just got back up and just won. It didn't have that comeback feeling. It didn't have that get up. Like it didn't. It just was like he got it, and then he just started wailing on him. It was like I didn't
No,
get the.
no, she zoned in. You gotta watch it again.
I
He
gotta
like he
watch
was
it
telling
again.
her.
I didn't feel
You
the.
were probably crying like I was,
yeah,
so that's why you didn't hear it.
I didn't feel the
He
comeback.
heard his
Like
wife. He heard his wife. He focused on his wife, but she was like, "Get up, Don," and
yeah,
then he got
but I like the move. It they cut to the J Cole song and that ding ding. Like I was like, okay, and he got back. So I did it,
Mhm.
but it just like he got up and it just happened. Like all right, now he just started wailing on him and it was over. You know what I'm saying? It felt like it was. I don't know. To me, it felt like it
So
just.
I have a confession. Dame's walkout music was by Nipsey Hussle, and that was the first time I ever heard either of those songs.
Mm,
That guy's got a big future.
um um um.
Okay, my bad. But for real, it was so cool. It was so cool him walking out to that, and it was
It
just
was it was
fucking.
L.A. They played on him being from Crenshaw and all that, and it made sense. And then they had the Battle of L.A. So that made sense.
Even that, the whole Battle of LA thing
Hmm.
was cool in the fucking stadium.
Hmm.
All CG people, but it's fine. It's okay. It was good. It worked.
Yeah, no, it worked. Like I said, for Michael B's directorial debut. Sorry, John, I'm gonna let you go. But for his directorial debut, all of the director things worked. Like I can't be mad at the stuff that was his input. So I that's why I said for him I got to give it awesome just because like what I'm saying. But go ahead, Jared. What were you saying?
No, I was saying, but I love Tessa Thompson's, her vibe in the movie because, like she understood that, Adonis was retired. And then she, and he was enjoying just retired family life. But when it came down to fight, like she had no arguments with that at all. Like she
Yeah.
understood like that's who he is at his soul. And she's gonna let him be who he is. There's
Hmm.
no nah, this is not about this anymore. You don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to prove
Hmm.
anything.
Right.
She was never like he's on
Right.
some I want to support you because I know this is who you are.
Exactly.
And like
Yeah.
that shit like being
And it
supportive
wasn't about like, oh, I can still fight or oh, I can get the championship back. It was I gotta take
right.
him down because this
Yeah.
dude is gonna be a menace to the
Also,
business.
he was actively trying to fuck her, so Adonis had to stand up. Dame was like, "I'm taking everything. I'm coming for
Right.
everything," and he was like, Donnie had to
Yeah.
stop
But
him.
even that conversation, like I was like, is he gonna try to hit on her or whatever? But even that conversation was actually pretty cool between those two at that release party because even he was like, so how does it feel to have somebody sing your songs? And I don't know if Donnie would ever ask those questions like that, but when she said, nah, it's cool, yada yada, he was like, you don't even believe that yourself.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
because and I kind of led into later on like how Donnie's this manager now, trainer, runs the gym, and it's like that's not really who you are either. Like you're
Yeah.
really a fighter,
But
so it's kind
also
of saying
he was saying watching someone else live your life. He's saying
Yep.
Adonis is where he should have been if Adonis didn't run on him.
exactly.
So that
By the
that
way,
was
how
the
do you guys
main
feel
thing.
about that? Because ultimately at the end after the fight they talked about it. He like Donnie apologized, which he should have, but he was like it should have been on you, and then Dame was like it wasn't on you either, which was a very touching moment. But
Hmm.
you fellas, how do you feel about that? Did Donnie deserve? Like, was he fucked up for running, or is it okay because he was a
I
kid?
think 18 years was a lot for just a gun charge, like because he didn't
But
shoot him. I thought he was going.
he had previous charges, and then they
Oh
got him
yeah,
on
true,
bond.
true,
Yeah,
true,
you know,
true, true, true.
Also racist,
But yeah, cause I was like 18 years and he didn't. I thought he shot him. I thought it was
exactly, just for having.
But as far as Donnie running, so I don't know how old he was. But he was scared. You know what I'm saying? And fight or flight, and he flew. um, he flew. Nobody grabbed him or nothing. He ran right through the other guys, and they were just like, okay. But messed up, yeah. But like they said, we was kids. He wasn't built for that life. I can't go to jail.
At the time, he wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. And like I said, the story full circle. His rage, his anger, and Felicia Rashad understood him from that, and then you get a little more of what his rage and stuff was. It wasn't just not having a father, but the father figure at the group home was bullying him, and
Abusive.
so
Yeah, Leon or whatever the fuck his name
yeah.
was.
I thought they was gonna go all the way when he touched him or something.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
was,
me too, dude. I was like, where are we going with this?
yeah, I was a little nervous when they showed the flashback. He was like, "Fight me!" He was like, "Wait, or else what?"
Yeah.
Like I was a little nervous. I was like, okay, how far are they gonna? Cause he ain't want to talk about Leon. Like
You don't want to talk about
he
it.
ain't
Yeah.
talk about it. Like no,
That
locked
was
doors,
great
Leon. No
the way they
locked
showed
doors.
the way they showed the male masculinity of like, I'm too macho. I don't want to talk about the trauma and the mental health and blah
It's
blah blah.
real.
I thought they did a great job with that. Yeah.
I thought that was real. I thought it made and to Jared's point, I think his wife did a great job of not pushing, but letting him know, listen, you have to open up. You have to, if to anybody, to me, like you have to,
Exactly. Yeah.
be able to talk to me, like or a therapist. Like, but that was real. Like I felt like that was a real conversation. Like, yeah.
plus, he has a daughter, so
Mhm.
like doesn't want her to go through, because how he handled being bullied,
Mhm.
by Leon, the fight, and stuff like that. And now he's teaching her to fight, but he's not teaching her the principle of,
Mhm.
here's how you control. It's not just about how you fight, it's how you control yourself and stuff like that. So, like getting her to understand those kind of messages also, like,
That was
and
that was a great cut when the little girl was about to get bullied, and they're like, oh no, she's about to. And then they cut to just her just. I
Right.
was like, perfect.
And again, that was so realistic because they showed that she's been watching his fights on YouTube and stuff. That's kids these days.
Yeah, if
And
my dad was world champ, yeah, of course, I'd watch every single.
exactly, that was so real. Like like I said, the writers, they did a great job. It didn't come off cheesy or unrealistic. It felt
There
like,
was a lot of authenticity, and also to
yeah,
Jared's point, how they're getting all these real boxers. That also makes it
yeah,
feel really real. The
yeah.
fact that they had Stephen A. Smith like talking shit and having that phone call like, oh, lie,
Hmm.
blah blah. Well, let's run it then. Let's run it then. Like,
Hmm.
oh my god, so
Yeah,
fucking.
it was definitely authentic. Yeah, no, I agree. They did a good job. It was none of that like, that wouldn't happen. Nah, I was like, yeah, that could happen. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
would go
check
like
it out.
that.
Yeah.
It would go like that. Like I really felt it. Like except for the first take doesn't come on at night, so I was trying to figure out the
Oh,
time
see, there you go. I wouldn't know
because
that.
they on the West Coast. First take films on the East Coast, so I was like, wait a minute, what time is it? Maybe it was early in the morning.
It was a holiday. Don't worry about it. It was
it could be
Christmas
early
Day
in the
too.
morning because it could
Yeah,
be first, 9 in the morning. It
right.
could be 6 a.m.
Right, right, right,
There you
right,
go.
right. So East
It
Coast,
wasn't
and
dark
West Coast
out.
was still dark. So yeah, I give you that. I give you that. I was just a little confused. I'm like, wait a minute, like him and Shorty on the couch. He got a brand new house. Wait a minute, wait, what's going on here?
And who is this girl? Where did she come from? Why is there
Right.
only one of them? What's happening?
But speaking of house, their house was dope, and I like the glass floor so
The
they could
glass
sign
floor.
through
I've
it.
never seen that before.
Yeah, but it made sense because they can't yell to come downstairs for dinner, but they can sign through the floor so she can see it. I was like,
Wow.
that's fire.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So she could be walking and they could just sign. So
I thought Donnie just like looking up skirt at his wife, but your
I
reason
mean,
makes more sense. Your reason.
That plus when the doorbell rings,
it
the
lit up.
lighting, change.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can also
Colors.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Yeah,
that was
no,
just like,
the
oh, some
house
future
was.
shit. I thought it was like, oh, that's some cool future stuff. But you're right. It was accessibility options
Hmm.
for that was so cool. Oh, that
Hmm.
was good.
Yeah, no, they would again. We're in the age of representation and stuff. So they appeal to the
But it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel
right.
like, oh, we're doing it just to do it. Like
And
they
it was
established
part of the
everything
story.
from
When they first,
exactly.
from part one, we knew
Hmm.
that his wife had that, and then when the baby was born in part two, it was there.
Hmm.
So yeah, it wasn't shoehorned in, like it was already set. It was already established, and the breadcrumbs was already there. So it was like, all right,
Donnie sparring with a woman was a little weird. I was like, what? And I'm sure she's a real boxer, and I'm sure she's a badass in real life. But I was like, all right, sure, sure. The world heavyweight champ is gonna spar with. But besides that, everything else was good. There was no issues, no issues with that.
But Otto, can we put some respect on Kevin Feige? We had a
No,
movie
why?
with we had a movie with Killmonger and Kang, obviously, but what's his
Mm.
name? Razor Fist was in it too.
Oh, shut the fuck
I
up, man.
mean,
Jesus
come
Christ.
on.
No, sir. No,
Valkyrie's in
no,
it. Like,
no,
come on. Thank you,
no.
Kevin
Oh my
Feige.
God,
And
they
so
all
I
got
think
jobs in Marvel. Holy
I'm
shit.
just saying.
They're gonna put that deaf girl in a fucking movie. Watch. God damn it.
Hey, you got Valkyrie, Kang, Killmonger, and Razor
Stop it.
Fist,
Stop it, please.
and it's,
Stop
it's
it.
the number one movie. I'm just
Fuck
saying.
Feige. Fuck Feige.
at
Fuck
the
Feige's
Feige.
same time,
Feige's blueprints.
Stop it.
Put
Stop
some
it. We were
respect
having
on
a good
him.
conversation. How could you bring it down like this?
This is phase. This is phase 5.5. I don't know.
No.
It's
Marvel
Elseworld.
wishes.
It's Elseworld.
Marvel wishes.
This is Marvel Elseworld right here.
This was so good, man.
I'm
But
just saying. I
Donnie, so where
definitely. I was impressed. Like I was like, yeah,
but
this
where
is.
do we go from here? Because like to your point, I don't really want them. What are they gonna put age makeup on Michael B.
Yeah, I don't
Jordan?
want
Like
them to
what?
skip over so
Yeah,
much because they've already
but
done
he's
that. I feel like,
also realistically speaking, he's in his late 30s.
yeah,
Boxers don't really. I mean, in real life, they're not really supposed to.
mhm,
They degrade at that age.
right. And they kept
So
stressing that in the movie
Bernard,
too. They kept stressing Dane. He's older than you. He's older
yeah,
than you.
it
It's
is
like, all
my
right,
time. My
relax.
clock's running out. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't be
it's like, all right,
annoying.
relax. Like, I'm not that old
but
either. All right? I kept.
it's funny because like in essence, Dame's kind of story arc was kind of like Bernard Hopkins because Bernard
Mm,
Hopkins was in prison and then he
mm-hmm,
came out. He was an old professional
mm-hmm.
and he became a champion. So I
Right.
mean, in essence, it could have worked,
Yeah.
but I guess really nobody has done it really since Biop.
Hmm.
I want
I
to
mean,
see. I want to see Dame fight Drago. I just want to see that fight because the
Oh, he
universe
owe
needs
him now. He had his
the
man break his
Eternals. There
arm.
could be a whole thing.
Yeah, he owe him that. And that's why I feel like we missed Adonis's whole career.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. They
from
jumped to the
part
end of
one,
Adonis' career. Yeah.
it's like,
He's
yo,
in
he's
Africa. He's
retired.
doing
Like it's
well.
over. We saw two fights. We saw 2, 3 fights, and it's like, yeah, I'm done. Nah, I'm out. I'm done. What his
I mean, he
record? He
got
only had one loss,
the
which is
money,
part
bro. He got
one.
the money. He got the lifestyle. He's good.
Yeah, like yeah, he won't be Floyd Mayweather so bad. Like
All
I was
right.
like,
So see that? No, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna have him fight a YouTuber. That's not gonna happen.
oh,
They can't do
speaking of which, I was gonna make that point because I've seen a lot of people online complain about the ranking system and how he just got a championship bout and all that. I was like, well, in this
that.
day
He
and age,
retired.
yeah, no, but Dame, like how Dame just
Oh,
got
Dame.
the
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm like, in this day and age, with Jake Paul and them screwing up the ranking system,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
again, it worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before I would have argued it like, yeah, now you don't just become the number one contender
And that's
in
why,
2 days,
and that's the one part where they mentioned, Rocky. Apollo gave Rocky a chance. Why don't
right?
you give yes? They said his fucking name. Let's go.
And that's
So
how Adonis got put on because they used his last
exactly.
name, and that's how he
Hmm.
got the chop because it was Baby Creed,
The
Baby
belt.
Creed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so again, even in this, like it just made sense. It wasn't unrealistic to today's boxing rankings, which nobody ever pays attention to really. You got so many different
Do
belts.
we
Like,
see? Do we see Tommy the Machine Gun's son in the next one? Because
is it
that's
gonna
the
be a
only
street
villain
fight?
left.
A
That's the
Creed
only
in a
villain
street
left
fight? Like,
in a street fight, of course.
go for it.
So we bring back the robot. There's ways we can continue this.
I mean, that's the only thing left. He fought in the ring. Had a fight in Dodger Stadium. Gotta have a street fight now. That's all that's
I'm
left.
But that
happy.
means
I'm happy.
because they might do it where rags to riches, where he loses everything, so he becomes poor, like in Rocky Five.
Mm-mm.
I don't think I'll see Adonis in the streets again. Though. I
Yeah,
don't think they'll go that route.
yeah, nah, I don't.
He's too smart. He's a Ralph Lauren polo
He's
fucking
right,
model.
and his wife got money too, so they got dual
Right.
income.
She got they established she
Yeah.
produces multiple albums,
Mhm.
multiple artists. She's got bread
Mhm.
like for days.
So they got a good dual income system that
Mhm.
I don't see him lose. But
How
as I said,
about
they fast forwarded too quick. Like his career is over, so it's like I guess it won't be. Like you
Yeah.
said, it'd be Creed Legacy, the daughter, or they might, like I said, do a Creed verse where Drago, maybe Dane, other fighters are in it, and they do some stuff maybe, and then Michael B.
Maybe
Jordan just the
maybe Donnie
promoter.
strayed. Maybe Donnie strayed when he was younger, and we got his kid coming. Maybe Donnie had a kid out, kind of his
Uh,
dad did, because his
so the
dad
same
had
thing,
kids, so you never know.
following the dad footsteps, maybe.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
happy to do like a Wood Harris kind of thing. Like after Dane lost the fight, as fucking trainer said, "Go handle your business" or something like that.
Yeah, even their locker room conversation, it made sense. Like they got all of the frustration out from 18
Yeah,
years ago out.
the closure, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes
Forgiveness.
that's how we handle the business in the streets. Sometimes you gotta shoot the five. Get that quick 5 minutes out. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, he was like, oh, sorry. So maybe you did learn a thing or two. Like,
Right.
bro, you were away for 18 years. The fuck you think?
You know what I'm saying? I ain't little Donnie no more. Like, I'm
Yeah,
grown.
even that part you could put on mom because
Yeah.
she tried to separate them and
Mm-hmm.
to hide away letters, and so because it's like he never knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, like you can say, it's now we were kids, but at the same time, how did Donnie know that Dane was trying
Right.
to reach out to help?
Right.
Like,
And I thought he was gonna ask
because
her
I don't
about
think,
that too.
yeah, but at the same time, when you're dying, fuck all that now, like
Well,
Yeah,
you said,
exactly. Yeah. Listen. I know
I know
you're
you
about to die, mom, but what happened with these letters?
like you dying, but hold on, wait, before you die, I gotta ask you about this shit right
right.
quick.
I just
I know
got
you
one
don't think
question.
I'm my dad right now, but still, focus. What about these letters?
Right. That was emotional too, how she was talking to Donnie, then she was talking to Apollo.
Now, Paul, you say emotional. Did you bust a thug tear, or you?
I didn't actually. I felt it, but I didn't cry. I didn't. I was like, I was content in watching it, but I guess I was just like, yo, this is really good. Like I think I was caught up in the movie.
You're
And
like,
I was
wait, this
like, yo,
is
this is
really
really
good.
good. I was like, yo, Michael B. Jordan, director. I'm like, he's killing this. Like I
Yeah.
think I was more looking at it as like, Judge, all right,
Impressed.
Michael B., what you got?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's doing it.
Yeah. What about you, Jared?
That part, yeah, I did.
A little
Go
thug
for it.
tear. All right, there you go. That's good.
I definitely did. I
That's
definitely
good.
did. 'Cause that fucking,
I went to see it with my boy Charles, and he was like, damn, first Queen Ramonda, now this.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Wakanda lost their queen. Adonis lost his queen. Like, yeah, nah, this. I feel you.
I
So,
mean, they could kill Tessa.
I-
Somebody could kill Tessa, and that would be the motivation for him for the next one. But
oh man, nah.
that'd be crazy.
Well, that'd be the street fight,
Man, look.
I guess.
That would be the street fight.
He might have to fight Dame's boy who broke Drago.
Yeah. The hand thing.
Yeah, he might have to fight him.
even like this new upstart character of Chavez, like even his entrance was pretty freaking dope with the whole Mexican.
Yo, hell yeah, dude. That shit was fucking fire.
With the smoke.
That was a fire entrance.
Yeah.
That was a fire entrance. I ain't gonna, I was just production they put into this shit was pretty hard. Though.
You thought Namor was coming out for a second. He had all that Mayan shit. That shit was cool.
I was like, oh, word? Thank you, Kevin Feige.
I'm surprised because I thought from the trailer that they were going to pull a Warrior where he was going to beat you're going to spar this fucking Spanish kid. I was like, oh, he's going to kill you. Right away, he's going to kill you. But
that's
what they showed restraint. They let him. I need
because he had a bigger plan. He had a bigger plan. So,
but he was like, at first he's like, yo, I don't want no handout. And then 5 minutes later, I want a title shot. Like, what do you?
I don't want a handout, but if you suggest, I got one idea that I would take.
No, I don't want your money. Understand me? Like, this is what I want.
Right. I don't want no money, but a title shot would be nice. Like,
And
But
the
he
way
got it.
switched it up,
He got his dream. He was champ. So
the way he switched it up, he was like, "Yeah, I needed you. Now I don't need you. I'm the champ. I don't know if you noticed, I'm the champ." Like the way he switched it up, he did such a good job, Jonathan Majors, which we know. He's a
Jonathan
fighter.
Majors bodied it. Michael B. Jordan, Tessa. Shout out to the little girl that played their daughter. Like yeah, they all did great jobs. Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like they all did great jobs. Like Felicia Rashad, like she's still a legend. All
Yeah,
these years,
she
like
killed it. Yeah,
yeah,
And
like
a good boxer.
yeah, like I can't complain. Like it was like I said, it was well done. It was a well done production. Um, I know Sylvester Stallone is like he punching air right now. Like
he's not. He's not. He was a producer. He got the producer credit. You
yeah, he
know,
got the credit, but he ain't getting no money from it. Like his name
what do you
is
mean? Producers get paid, motherfucker. What are you talking about? He
they.
absolutely got paid.
He's a producer as far as part of the creation of the characters. Like so, you know how the Marvel artists don't get paid for the movies, but they just get mentioned. It's like that. He just got
But
credit for the creation of the character, but he don't get paid from it.
he got an executive producer credit. That
Not
means he gets
executive,
paid.
just a producer. It's just for the creation.
All right.
He didn't get paid. That was
Boys and
part of
girls,
his
I don't have
brother.
my laptop on me, so I can't
When
shut him
his
up.
brother was
Say what you know.
spazzing out, that's what they were talking about. He's not getting no money from it. He just got producer credit as far as the creation of characters. That's it. Same way, like Jack Kirby and them. They ain't cut them a check. They just they made Stan Lee work. Hey, Nick, do a cameo. You get a movie, but we gonna put you at the end. Yeah, thank you for creating these characters. Remember all the Marvel? They were saying the artists didn't get paid and all that
No,
stuff.
I know,
Remember that
but
beef?
that's
But their
I
names are
don't think
in the credits still.
yeah.
They just
No,
don't get
I know,
paid from it.
but they're not fucking producers. They get like a thank you at the end.
They get a
Rocky got
producer.
producer.
No, they get a producer credit. When you go to IMDb and they go through the whole list, they down at the bottom. they all the way down there. It's just Hollywood stuff. That's it doesn't always mean you get paid. It just means you get you did some stuff back in the days. You created a character back in 1970, whatever. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see how technically, yeah, I guess. But he fucking created Drago too and shit.
That's what I'm saying. He
didn't
got
create
credit
Drago.
for creation of the characters, but
Yeah, no,
as
hold
far
on,
as
'cause
going
he didn't
forward,
create,
he
he
don't get
didn't
money
fucking,
on the new stuff.
he didn't create Drago's kid. So
Yeah.
because Drago wasn't in this, his kid was in this. All right, so he
Right.
got fucked out. He got fucked out of all those stuff. All right,
Time is running out though. Once again, you guys let us know what y'all think. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next
Fuck
week.
Feige.
Scream 6 coming up. We might do that
Fuck
one next
Feige.
week. Thank you, Kevin Feige.
Fuck Feige.
Another Marvel production. Number one for the box office.
Adios, gentlemen. Fuck you. Fuck Feige.